this is me. Well, trying to manual. You see, the thing is, I can do a wheelie decently, but when it comes to manuals, I can't do them for anything. So, let's fix that. Today we will be building a manual machine. A manual machine is essentially, well, a wooden machine that helps you manual, of course, hence the name, manual machine. A manual machine can teach you not only how to get up into a manual or the form, but it can also teach you your balance point of a manual, which is different for everybody because everybody is a different weight. And I have to get my weight back pretty far because I am a feather. So that's why a manual machine is the perfect solution to today's problem. So first, let's get the lumber. We already had some scrap lumber at home, but we didn't have enough lumber, so we went to get more. I'll spare you the time and I'll leave the lumber size in the description below. After getting the lumber, my total came out just under $14. The first thing we did was measure the bike to get an idea of how long we wanted the top piece of the manual machine to be. The bottom of the manual machine is composed of two pieces. One is 8 foot long and one is a little bit longer than the length of the bike. We did this to make it easier to screw the pieces of wood that hold the tire in. This makes assembly, as well as disassembly, easier to do. You'll see the disassembly part later in the video. Then cut two 2x4s a little longer than the length of your tire. These will serve as the pieces to make the slot that you slide your tire into. Then cut out the backboard, which will keep your bike from rolling backwards. Also, make sure that this piece is short enough so that you don't hit it with your butt when you're learning manuals. Then cut out two 2x4s with 45-degree angles. These will act as extra supports on the side of your tire. But make sure when you're measuring these out that they're not going to hit your derailleur or your frame. Now onto the assembly. Screw the two 2x4s onto the base, making sure that they're snug with the tire. The 2x4 should hang over the bottom piece about 5.5 inches to make room for the cross pieces. This will make more sense in a little bit. Then cut out a small piece of wood that you can attach to the front of the two 2x4s. Me and my dad cracked it on accident, so we had to cut a new piece. Once finished with that, attach the backboard to the other side of the 2x4s. Before we finish building, this little shredder stopped by for a bike checkup.
We have to name our bike shop before we work on it.
OneMTB's #1 5-star bike shop. We tuned up his brakes and off he went to ride. Now back to building the manual machine. Now attach the two 2x4s with 45-degree angles to the backboard and the other two 2x4s. Before doing this, make sure that they're not going to hit your frame or your derailleur. Now time to build the cross hatches that we were talking about. Screw two small 2x4s to the underside of about a 5-foot long 6x8. When we put the cross hatches onto the manual machine, we're not actually going to screw them in. This is because we want it to be able to be portable and you want to be able to take the cross hatches off for storage. And as long as you got the measurements right, we're pretty much done with the manual machine. So let's go learn to manual.
I wonder if we need to, that's what we need to do.
What?
I think we need to shorten up that box.
And as long as you got the measurements right, to fix the size of the box, me and my dad just put a small piece of wood in the front of the box. In the beginning, it was pretty tough, but overall, I think there's a really big learning curve when trying to manual. I would give you some pointers on how to manual, but I don't really know how to manual that well yet. So I'm going to leave a link in the description to Mr. Tonka's video on how to manual using a manual machine. He does a very good job describing how to use a manual machine to manual, so I really think you should go check it out. And also, maybe you should give him a like and a subscribe. And as usual, you can go over to Take a Hike Shop and Mountain Bike Shed for all of your mountain biking accessories and needs. And you can go to takeahikeshop.com if you're not in the area. I'm really sorry for not uploading lately because I've had a lot of problems with my computer and it's been very frustrating. But overall, I think I've figured them out mostly, so uploads should be getting more consistent. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends if you want to see some more. And as always, shred for life, peace!